we're finally coming off of a victory. Okay, I know it didn't end for the diehard Ravens fans, for Flock Nation. I understand. We understand that it did not end the way we wanted it to.
That's fact.
But we still did get the win. Obviously, offensively, I felt like we kind of got back to our identity from the past, our DNA, which is run the football, right?
Yeah.
Run the football, and then kind of let everything else fall into place after that. And that's what we did. And we saw with Derrick Henry, 25 rushing attempts for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. We're talking about 6 yards per carry. Lamar just does what he does, man. 14 rushing attempts for 87 yards and a touchdown. That was our first touchdown of the game when he rushed for that one. 6.2 yards per carry. So we kind of got back to the basics. That was something especially after we lost in week 2. That was you saw a lot of people complaining, a lot of Ravens fans
and I love it. Complaining. That's what we talked about. You need to run the daggone football.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Ravens are in some ways it's an old school put together team, especially on offense.
Yeah.
And you can, it just showed you can dominate running the football with our personnel.
Because that's what you've been saying this whole time. Keep feeding him, give him an opportunity to get into his flow.
Yeah.
And to get warmed up. And that's what they finally did. They finally got it.
And in the first quarter, Derrick Henry got 4 carries for 10 yards. Second quarter, he got 7 carries for 39 yards. Third quarter, he got 8 carries for 74 yards. He was warming up. He was hot then. 74 yards in the quarter. The fourth quarter, he had 7 carries for 26 yards. But after getting warmed up in the first and second quarter, that third quarter, man, Derrick Henry was an absolute beast.
Well, he was the last.
He was unstoppable.
He gave us the last touchdown that we had, and that's what I didn't understand. I'm gonna ask you about that because if you look at the fact that I think by the time we got to, it was just under 12 minutes left in the third quarter, we had taken a 28-6 lead. At that point, I'm like, man, we might get to the 40-point mark.
They should have scored 40. That was a game, and that was initial offensive philosophy. We should have had 40 points. No question.
Don't take.
And that's something that is why Lamar, I believe, was a little. Well, no, not I believe. He definitely was pissed off, and he said it, that in the past we've had run up big scores and been caught and lost the game. He's not in the mindset that once you get a pretty decent lead, then you go conservative and go protect. He doesn't want to do that. And I don't think the Ravens should do that. I think until that final whistle in the fourth quarter, the Ravens need to be aggressive and running up the score.
Yeah.
Especially since our secondary is so suspect. You got to put the game out of reach.